Although the 5G mobile communication standard is still in the early stage of its deployment, ideas are starting to come to the fore to consider what the next generation, that is the 6G mobile communication, might look like. The 6G mobile communication technology that include some important features. It is perfectly normal to start looking at what 6G technology might include because the technology for 6G will take some while to develop. If 6G is to be able to meet the needs of the mobile communication when it is launched and for some while afterward, then it will need to use up to the minute technology, the technology which is not available at the moment. However, it has been talked that 5G will be the last mobile standard released that will be updated to provide the required performance improvement, and in this way it's overcome the huge investment that is required to launch a completely new system. If this idea catches hold, then 6G will not be named as such. The major development and the improvement in 5G performance to meet the need of the ongoing mobile communication or wireless communication users. In terms of the definition of what 6G technology might be, it is probably a little early to give an exact definition. What can be said that 6G or the 6th generation wireless communication system is the successor to the 5G cellular technology. It is anticipated that the 6G network will be able to use the higher frequency than the 5G network, and this will enable the higher data rates to be achieved for the 6G network to have a much greater overall capacity. The much lower latency level and almost certainly be a requirement. Overall, it is expected that the 6G mobile technology will be support 1 microsecond or even sub-microsecond latency communication, making the communication almost instantaneous. That the advantages over the 5G technology that the latency is reduced substantially and it will work more 500 times faster than the previous generation. The 5G started its deployment when in 2019. It is anticipated that it will be a major mobile communication technology until at least 2030. Initially, the 6G deployment might start to appear in the 2030 to 2035 time scale. That the time scale for the 6G appropriate time scale, although it is very much a rough estimate, maybe the time can be before or after, maybe depending on the market demand and the ready to equipment for incorporating this technology. However, this time scale is roughly fall in line with those previous generation. The 1G was available approximately in the 1980s, 2G in the 90s, 3G started deployment around 2003, and the 4G initially deployment in 2008-9, and finally 5G has been evolved into 2019. In order to the 6G technology available in time, initial ideas to start coming together about now. The 6G technology development are already a number of 6G technology research projects that looking into what might be possible and what might be needed. The actual format for the 6G will depend on how the 5G develop and where its shortfall appear to be. Currently, there are many different cases that have been put forward at time when tell what the update is and how the 5G is used, and it is expected that it will be increasingly for the Internet of Things, the IoT, as well as the inter-vehicle communication for the autonomous vehicle. The way for all these spans out remains to be seen. In addition to this, there are some areas where it is expected to be a key element for the 6G communication using this exceedingly high frequency. Huge bandwidth will become available, and although the technology is not available to make this happen, the 6G development project that are underway at the moment, and some organizations are starting early development. South Korea Electronics and Telecommunication Research Institute is expected that it will well ahead, and this institute is conducting a research on terahertz band technology for the 6G, and they are hoping to make those 6G 100 times faster than 4G LTE and 5 times faster than the 5G network. The Ministry of Industry and the Information Technology in China that is investing a large amount into technology, they have been given a lead in the 6G and directly investing and monitoring the research and development process. Next, the University of Oulu, Finland, that started a research initiative for the 6 Genesis is expected to run for at least 8 years and will develop ideas that will be suitable for 6G technology almost 2040. And the USA initiative also involves and plans for the 6G frequency spectrum at a frequency between 95 to 3 terahertz for the early research. Also, this will require approval for the Federal Communications for the frequency over 95 gigahertz to 3 terahertz. And the technology for 6G mobile communication is built and already established for the 5G. Some of the existing technology will be further developed for the 6G, for the millimeter wave technology, the massive MIMO that is used for the application for LTE to Wi-Fi, and there is a limited number of antennas required, the microwave frequency, and dense network for the reducing the size of the cell, and much more the overall effective use for the spectrum, and that techniques to ensure that the total cell in the macro network and the deployed and operate satisfactorily are required. Again, a variety of new access schemas have been investigated for the 6G technological sector. The waveform, the key area of interest for the new waveform. Modulation also an important performance indicator in terms of spectral efficiency, resilience, and capacity also a major key performance, excellent performance provider in the case of modulation, and high peak to average power ratio, and duplex method that could be considered for the new 6G wireless communication system. Currently, system use either frequency division or the division duplex in respect of time. The new possibility are opening up of the 6G, including the flexible duplex. Their time or frequency allocated are variable according to the load in the either direction, or a new scheme called division free duplex or single channel full duplex. This scheme for 6G would enable simultaneous transmission and reception for the same network in the 6G communication, and very long way research and development as well as some thought of what might be already stating. And this space will only continue to increase in future, and that will help the people, the society, for the better service using the internet, applying the internet, and that evolution will be maintained by this, is focused by this all the research institutes across the globe, and that means the important factor for evolution of this 6G technology that will help the society, across the nation, across the globe, and this technological advancement will change the lifestyle of millions of users. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.